In a podcast land where thoughts collide, Brian and Craig will be your guide. No topic too small, no tale too tall. Tune in, laugh out, you'll have a ball. From mysteries deep to light-hearted jokes in a poker rhythm where laughter invokes. Untitled is their name, the fun untamed. Each episode a ride, this shows their claim. Untitled, Brian and Craig get ready for a twist and a leg shake. In a quirky world where anything goes, join the ride as the madness flows.
It happens either immediately or...
Ooh, yep, deep sea diving.
Yeah. Cthulhu comes from under the sea. He came from outer space, or I guess it came from outer space, and settled in the water and fell asleep.
Okay. Do we know the gender of Cthulhu? You just kind of went it. Like a he, and then you correct yourself. Is that like a thing? Or
It's an elder god.
So it doesn't have a gender. It's.
I mean, it probably does. I don't know. I mean, do you want to go down and figure out,
Nope.
Do you want to sex an elder god there, bud?
No. I'm good.
Okay.
Is this how we start this week? Do we begin by discussing the sex organs of Cthulhu? Yeah, never know how it's going to start. Just never. Not where I had it pictured.
Yeah. You also didn't picture it, skipping a pigeon wearing a cowboy hat last week, so there's that.
That's
too.
true. We never know what's going to happen here. I have my voice again. That's nice. It took like 5 days after cheering for the Bills, but I finally actually sound like myself again, so that's nice.
Yes, and you also sound better because you have a new microphone.
I do. Yep, and well, hopefully the quality that I invested a whopping $40 in is really coming through on the podcast.
Hey, big spender, what's Cthulhu's gender? I had to.
That rhymed.
It really did!
You're a poet, and you weren't even aware that those words rhymed.
Yep, I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. I will see myself out.
Some delicious coffee to begin with. It's almost lunchtime where you're at. Very.
Yeah.
Now I know how the other half lives in Western New York. So I feel like I'm there with you in spirit, if not in presence.
Yes, and that's okay. So
wait,
Craig left.
Wait, before we start, we have to do this. It's a revelry. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of Niagara Falls.
Thank you, my subjects. I wish you all, please enjoy a bounty of wings and water and light beer.
Yes, done and done. Mission accomplished. You won't believe this. This is insanity. On my birthday, Wednesday, the day after I get back from New York,
mm-hmm.
I get an email. For my birthday, I can go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get 6 wings for free. So
nice.
So guess who had wings yet again? And you know what? Buffalo Wild Wings not living up to the standard set this past weekend
by the king of Niagara Falls, who would never steer you wrong.
Absolutely not. We didn't have a bad meal, so that's good.
It's true. Oh, the goose warning?
Yes.
Goose warning? That, gross kind of off yellow.
Ew. But that seems safe, or safer at least.
Yeah, it's safe. It's like you might see a goose. You might see a goose when you're out in your car, and it'll go away. So
yeah,
not terrible.
It's not going to fly over. So yeah, you're not even going to get pooped on your windshield. Like it's that low of warning. I decided when I made the actual doodle of the goose warning sign, I decided to make the goose warning level ruby red in case we ever need to pull out. Because I feel like that's as dangerous as it can get.
Yeah, that is the geese have shotguns and are in the streets looking for ne'er-do-wells.
I think at that point the geese have actually commandeered the Capitol building and the White House, and they are now ruling in the stead of the current rulers. Which I mean, really, I guess I'd be okay with that. How much worse could a goose do? Is all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know, man. What about Cthulhu?
What about 2028 Goose Cthulhu? Who's the top of that ticket? I guess Cthulhu probably.
Yeah.
Cthulhu Goose. I think Goose Cthulhu just makes a better poster, though.
It does, yeah. Anyways,
Yep. Goose for president, Cthulhu for vice. I don't.
there you
I'm
go.
sorry. This is weird. We got weird vibes to start. Like, not bad. It's good
No,
vibes. Just
just weird
we haven't even
vibes.
gotten just weird vibes.
The preamble got a little lengthy.
That happens.
Yeah.
We're not going to go as long as we went last week. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, you're probably right. So when you left, I cried. I wept.
Yep, as did I.
Um,
Wept openly.
yes, thought about jumping over the falls, but I didn't.
I'm glad you did. We don't want to give those poor people more work, Brian.
Yes, I would never do that. I am okay. Just so you know.
Good. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Suicide is an important problem. If you're feeling bad, reach out for help. There's help there.
There is help available always. But I did go. So Craig and our many adventurers kept driving by this place in North Tonawanda called Prosper Brewing, and I kept saying, "This place is never open. I don't even think it exists." So my partner and I, we were out playing Pokemon Go, looking for the three max.
Duraludon?
We were looking for the 3 max battles
Right.
thing because you can get, if you stack them, you fight 3 regular fights, and that's two.
Yep.
That's like 750, and you get 3 Duraludons
Right.
instead of just 1. So we're
Yep.
trying
That's
to
the way to do
min
it.
max that. Anyways, we found a few, and then we were driving back, and I looked over. I was like, "Holy shit! The open sign is on."
Yep.
So we went in, and my brother in Christ, Hidden Gem.
So we're a fan of what is it? Something Brewing. I can't remember the name.
Prosper Brewing.
Prosper Brewing. They have an excellent logo. They have a door that locks very well, as Brian and I discovered on multiple
Yes.
occasions, as both driving and walking past. Not open. The miracle happened. I think they're open 3 hours a week.
It feels
Yeah.
like that. I think they're open from like 4 to midnight, but they're off like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay, and you have to know the magic spell to release the door opening. I don't know how you managed to figure that out,
Yes.
but it's well hidden. There's invisibility cloaks involved. It's a whole thing.
Yes, we had to break out. I had to break out my wand for the first time since university, and it was very, very difficult. But we got in, and they had these stuffed pickle egg rolls, which were fire. They were so good,
Sounds good.
and they have a really good Hefeweizen.
I thought you got the sour.
I did, but I
Oh, you
tried
also
the
tried the Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen.
That was going to be my choice, I think. No. There was something else I was going to get. I don't know.
It was the Munich Dunkel.
The Dunkel. That's what it was. Dunkel. Gotta love good German beer. Yeah, Brian sent me the whole
Yes.
menu, and then quizzed me on what I would be purchasing, and then he told me what he got, and I approved of his, and I think he approved of mine. I didn't go for the
Yes,
yeah,
who
for
doesn't
sure.
love a Dunkel?
So, but I didn't get it. I didn't unfortunately get to taste. So, because once again, I'm out west. Yeah,
Yeah.
next time.
Next time. Yeah. But yeah, that was it. And we're about to do
Yeah.
Pokemon stuff
Mega
today.
Metagross.
So Mega Metagross.
Try that again. Mega
You got this.
Metagross. I would be doing that today, and I might still be able to do it, but this actually brings me into one of the things I discovered this week that makes me laugh. My daughter, yesterday, Taylor Swift released her new album, and my daughter is a hardcore Swiftie.
Ah,
Yes,
I forgot about
so
that.
so there's also a movie that's released in theaters for like 3 days.
Oh yeah, a limited edition.
Yeah,
limited
I will be
edition
attending
movie.
said movie starting at 2 o'clock today, the exact time that Meta Mega Gross.
Meta
That's what
Mega
he is now.
Gross.
I'm sorry, it's Meta Mega Gross. Shelves? No, gyms, I suppose I should say. So I will not be able to participate. It's only like an hour and a half movie. So I suppose I will be doing some Mega Grosses shortly after that ends. But I will be missing out on that. But the thing that I discovered this week that made me very much laugh. I have listened to the new Taylor Swift album probably more than you would be comfortable with knowing, because I just kind of like had it on repeat yesterday as I was working in the background. Because if I'm going to go to the movie, I kind of want to have
The that Taylor Swift lifestyle.
baby. I was living it yesterday, man. So I basically just had it on repeat all day as I was working. So I've probably heard it like 7 or 8 times already, which I acknowledge is a lot for a straight man. but I'm okay with that. I don't hate it, Taylor Swift. She's all right in my book. So we listened to that several times. So now I know what to expect going into the movie. But the thing that made me laugh is when I tried to talk to my smart speaker to get it to play. I have an Amazon smart speaker. I can't really recommend it. It's pretty dumb, but it works for playing music, which is basically the only reason I have it. So I asked it to play "Life of a Showgirl" by Taylor Swift, and my friend, for reasons I do not understand, even if you specify Taylor Swift, it will play it will play the album "Life of a Showgirl," but it doesn't play the one that you want. It plays some, I don't even know what the style of music is because I only listened to it for about 10 or 15 seconds. Let me see if I can. I'm pulling up Spotify now. The Spotify linked to the Amazon Echo, it has issues. No, but it won't pull it up that way. Anyway, it pulls up something that's like Loser Venom or something like that. It's like this name that I have never heard of before, and I don't know when he released his album Life of a Showgirl, but
Okay.
it will always, without, at least thus far, they haven't fixed it. I'm assuming at some point they will fix it. But right now, anytime that I ask my Amazon Echo to play Life of a Showgirl, it pulls up this like punk album that I don't know when it was made, but I do know that suddenly this person is getting a lot more plays than he was probably expecting, all because he had the fortuitous decision to name his album the same thing that Taylor Swift named her album, and Amazon is too dumb to pull up the right album even when you say the name of the artist. So good for him. He's probably getting a whole bunch of streams that he wasn't expecting, and probably it'll. Taylor Swift is a tide that rises all boats. He's
Yeah.
probably making a little bit extra dough because of it. So I know I
You
like
know
it.
what?
I
That's
think it's pretty
okay.
funny. I do also think that it's hilarious that there are probably a lot of people who are not very technically advanced that can't figure out another way to start the music on their Amazon Echo other than talking to it, and they can now listen to the one album they want. There's a bunch of teenage girls who are like, I just want to listen to Tay Tay, and they're struggling to do so because Amazon is messed up. So that made me laugh. That made me happy. And it made me annoyed because I had to pull up my phone and
It
start
is
it
kind
that
of
way.
funny.
But it also, I'm like, oh. And I tried it this morning just to see if it had been fixed. Still not fixed. So it's been like over 24 hours and they're still linking it to the wrong album. So anyhow,
Mm,
other than that, everything I did this week, I basically did
mm.
with you up until halfway through the week. So yeah,
Okay.
we talked about a bit. We didn't do a whole lot after we recorded. Still in Western New York. There, is there anything we missed from the recording on Monday last week?
Yeah.
Of our, yeah, I think we're good.
Nah, I think we're fine. I think the only thing that we really missed was no.
We didn't. We
Never
didn't.
had a bad
The
meal. That
worst
pretty
meal I
much
had
covers
was
it.
leftover breakfast pizza, and that was delicious. It was just heated up and stuff, but everything was good. Every
Yeah.
place we went was you know 10 out of 10. Brian picked the best places, and we went to them, and it was great. It was lovely. Anyhow,
Because I am the
correct.
king of Niagara
Now,
Falls,
I did do a
hallowed be thy
doodle
name.
of the King of Niagara Falls. I did give you Zubaz pants. Are we accept? Is that okay? I don't know how you feel about Zubaz, but it seemed right.
We
We do like
we
Zubaz
want
pants.
we like Zubaz pants. I also love
Oh
the
yes,
Bills
yeah.
jersey that
You
we
had it
talked
in
about,
'98.
98, and
Yeah,
the
you've got a
Pimp King
scepter.
with the Bills,
You've got a scepter,
with
yeah,
the
with the
Bills
Bills
and
logo in
amber on
amber
it.
at the top of it. That's very long and very blue, and yeah, you're wearing the Bills jersey. You've
Yeah,
got a crown. I just think it works. So that was fun. I was like, what am I going to do tonight? I'm
it
bored.
works.
I'm like, ooh, I know what I'm going to do, and so I did it. I'll post Brian's The King of Niagara Falls to our Instagram so people can see what it is we're talking about. If you want to go there, it's just a doodle of Brian wearing Zubaz pants, basically. It's pretty great. Is it time
It's
already?
true.
All right. All right. For the
It
first
is
time, I'm
time.
going to hear my
It
own
is
doot to
time.
doots in the feedback monitor. What if that killed me? What if it's like the power of the doot to doots? I didn't realize because I wasn't getting the feedback, but it's so intense and like the complaints we were receiving were legit, and then I all of a sudden there's just silence on this line. I am suddenly slightly nervous, but I think I'm going to proceed anyway. Here we go. You ready?
I think you'll be okay.
Very
I'm ready.
dismissive. Thank you. What about my concerns, Brian? What about my fears?
Well, if you die, you die, bro.
It just,
I mean,
yeah, I survived. I did.
that sounded really callous. That sounded really callous. I mean, I don't know. If you blow out your ears, like, and you die a horrible death because of the doot to
What am I
doots,
gonna do
I mean,
tonight?
what
Come
can
on,
I
guy.
do? Like, can I? Do I call the local police and be like, "Hey, this
He's
guy
dead.
blew his eardrums out and he's like convulsing. I hear him
I can-
convulsing. He's
I can
dead.
hear the blood
Pick
coming
him up."
out of
Like,
his
I don't know.
ears. You might want to get there, or might not. I mean, if he dies, he dies. We were Yvonne Dragoing this one.
I mean, to be fair, Craig, you have already passed your genetics on to the next generation. So,
I've served my
in that
purpose.
respect,
Yeah,
I mean, you're pretty much
I've
you served your
perpetuated
purpose,
life
yeah.
throughout
So,
the world. I've done replacement level. My wife and I, and now my 2 kids. So, yeah, I guess I'm done. So I can shuffle off this mortal coil whenever. I prefer to go a little longer, though. I mean, I have made it to 49, but I don't, and that's a bad way to go. Your ears exploding because of your
Yeah.
own noises that you're making. So, anyhow, I
yeah.
don't even know anymore. What is happening?
The
That's
news.
what's happening. Damn right. I doubt that
Okay,
very
I got the
much.
sillies out.
All right, Brian. I don't
That's
know what's
true. I
going on with
probably
police in
didn't.
Rhode Island, but they're on something right now. Apparently,
Okay.
there's no longer crime, which I guess is good. So they're otherwise engaged. A Rhode Island police department has been hunting
Yeah.
a goat for several weeks. Brian, a goat, not like the greatest
A
of all
goat?
time, an actual going to eat. Your shirt. Yeah.
Like, meh.
Yes, a goat. They're hunting the goat. It is loose in Rhode Island, and they have wanted posters,
Okay.
Brian, because the goat has been on the loose since early September. It broke into a home last week, and officers arrived. And this sentence makes me a
Oh no.
little angry because someone was having fun. Officers arrived and caught him red hooved
Mhm.
inside the home. That was me reading. That's pretty good.
That's amazing.
But unfortunately, police officers are not good goat herders, it turns out, because the goat was faster than the police, and he made a getaway out the back door
Okay.
and back into the woods. So apparently, he's been
Mhm.
causing destruction and mayhem wherever he goes, and they continue to be stymied, but they're continuing to hunt for him. Like this is the number one priority of the Rhode Island. Rhode Island's so small, maybe it's just the Rhode Island Police Department because they don't need to have like a town police department because basically Rhode Island is a small
Yeah.
town. But anyway, they've been hunting for this goat with no luck, and then there's like this weird tag at the end of it. The department, however, did find a donkey casually strolling down the middle of Chophimist Hill Road, and they went ahead and they apprehended the donkey because
Okay.
Brian, when you can't catch a goat, you catch a donkey, I guess. And they're going to continue. Yeah, they are
I
still
guess
confused about
so.
the fugitive goat, but they are going to continue chasing it, and hopefully, it will at some point also capture the goat and bring peace to Rhode Island once again, because the goat is just a problem. So they did also want to say, please don't confuse the donkey with the goat. We did apprehend the donkey, but he's a different animal entirely. Again, I don't know what's happening in Rhode Island. Apparently not crime, so I guess that's good.
Well,
There's
definitely
a
not
theme
crime.
throughout the first 2 stories here, Brian. We're moving to the
Okay.
other side of the country, California. Many signs have been put up in. I'm going to tell you the actual. I think it's San Rafael, but I don't know for sure. It doesn't matter. In a town yeah, it is San Rafael, California. There is, and this is a quote, a very mean squirrel terrorizing a California neighborhood there in San Rafael. Yeah. Residents
heard
of the
about
California
this.
neighborhood are warning others to be very careful because there is a squirrel roaming the countryside. It has put at least 2 people into the emergency room. So he's not messing around. Joan Heblack, a resident
Damn.
of the Lucas Valley neighborhood in San Rafael, said she was just taking her morning walk when the squirrel attacked her leg. It clamped on, started biting her, and the tail was flying. And I was like, "Get it off me! Get it off me! Get it off me!" She didn't want to touch it, although it wanted to touch her. So she ended up in the emergency room because of excessive bites and some bleeding, and you also apparently squirrels can't carry rabies, which is good, but they can bite the hell out of your leg.
They can also survive terminal
If we've
velocity.
learned nothing else as a result of this podcast, we do know that they can survive terminal velocity. So they're a menace and they can't be stopped. Basically, squirrels are invincible, and this one is very mean. So another is resident, Isabel Campoy, said that her daughter was attacked by the rambunctious rodent. while walking, and she ended up in the ER with a wound to her arm. Another man named Joe Iob said that he had a confrontation with the squirrel when he tried to get the animal to stop biting his wooden fence. They were watching. They were watching the squirrel on the fence, and it took a big chunk of wood right out of the fence, like just ripped it out with his teeth. And Joe was like, "Oh man, that squirrel is hungry or something." He took off his hat and he hit it with his ball cap, the squirrel, to try to get it off the fence. And then the squirrel, seeing the head without a hat on it anymore, jumped on his head and started running all over his head. This squirrel is a menace, just like the goat. The animals, man, something's
Jesus.
up. They sense a disturbance in the forest,
Yeah.
and they're riled up. So yeah, the squirrel. So there are all these signs that say "Beware, attack squirrel."
Yeah.
Um, and it's like got a picture of a flying squirrel. It's pretty tremendous actually to scroll this up, but apparently you don't want to mess with it because it's sending people to the hospital, man. So dangerous squirrel. No, man,
Yeah, I wouldn't
squirrels
fuck
are
with that squirrel
terrifying.
either, man.
Like
Dangerous
squirrels are okay
squirrel.
from a distance; they can be somewhat cute, that kind of thing. But yeah, if one jumps on you and starts biting the hell out of you, they have big teeth, and I
True.
don't want to mess with that. That seems terrifying. So yeah, squirrel on the loose in California. And then one more story today, Brian.
Squirrels. Okay.
This one's pretty great. This mother had a baby September 22nd. She had her baby via C section, and mother and child are both doing fine.
Okay.
5 days later, this mom went to a video game store. She won a Mortal Kombat XL tournament while holding her baby the entire time.
That is absolutely,
It's the best.
absolutely
So now a
impressive.
5-day baby is they haven't quite gotten their lungs yet. They're still pretty much just kind of like a lump of dough at that point. So that does make it a little easier. But still, the whole idea
Right.
that you're like both holding your child and winning a video game tournament, it's spectacular. And I am not one of these people that don't think that women can play video games or that they're not any good at it or that's misogynistic and stupid. Like girls got
Mm-hmm.
skills, they can play. And so I'm not trying to be like, oh, you can't lose to a girl. But if you are a guy, one of the people who lost was her husband, which I think is
Yeah.
great. And I think she only beat like 3 or 4 people. I know, it's so
That is
amazing. But
so good.
she did all of this while holding her baby. And I don't think it's emasculating to lose to a girl because girls can be good, like I said. But it's slightly embarrassing to lose to someone who is also caring for their child at the same time. So their concentration is split, and yet they're still
Yeah.
managing to house you. If you entered the tournament thinking you had a chance, and then you get taken out by someone who is also parenting at the same time, maybe you need to decide not to enter any more tournaments because that might not be for you, bro. But it was a small tournament, but she did win $28 and a trip to the DreamHack Atlanta Gaming Festival in Atlanta in late October. So good for her. That her actual name isn't released, only her
Good
gamer
for
tag, which
her.
is Legion, and like the O is capitalized, so she's Legion. I guess that's Legion means you're mini, so you can both
Yeah.
watch the child and the Mortal Kombat XL screen. Yeah,
The child
exactly. So
and
good
play
for
the video
her.
game.
And her kid's name
Yeah.
is Cereza,
Good for her.
Cereza.
Oh
Cereza, are you
no.
familiar with this name?
Cereza. Yes. And I don't want to
Uh,
go too far down the rabbit hole, but Cereza is the name of a character of a video game series
okay,
called Bayonetta. It's her real name.
uh-huh.
It's her government name. Bayonetta
Gotcha.
is her ass kicking name,
I have
and
none
I will
to
take no
ask,
further
so that's
questions.
fine. I was worried it might be one of your children. So
No. I will name my firstborn child
don't do that to
Craig.
that poor kid. No one's named Craig these days. Everyone named Craig is in their late 40s. Like, there's no young people named Craig. Oh, maybe it'll make a comeback though. I
That's
love it.
true.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I accept it.
Now, nope, I have had the two names that will probably get shut down immediately. It's Timmy
Emmy
and
and
Sally.
Sally.
They
Huh.
will get
Well,
Timmy and
Are
Sally
you
are the name of my
so
children.
you're naming them after
Timmy and
characters from
Sally.
1950s like Dick and Jane style books? I like that. I think that's good. Timmy's all
Correct.
right. Sally, I don't know. I guess there's a Sally in Peanuts. I'm trying to think if there's a Sally Struthers. Ah, I'll allow it. It's unusual, but Sally Field.
Sally
That's a good one.
Field?
Are there any other famous Sallys? Sally Struthers, Sally Field, Sally from Peanuts. That's good though. You don't want someone
Probably
because if
not.
she's gonna make a name for herself, then she could be like the most famous Sally. Like if you go with like Michael, forget about it, or John or something. Like yeah, there's gonna be a billion of them.
Yeah.
But or Mary for a girl. You want a name that's got potential to become the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's good. All right.
Actually, I'll probably name my firstborn boy will be Josh Allen.
Oh,
One
Josh Allen,
word,
and then you
Josh
have room
Allen.
for middle name as well. Okay. Honestly, you won't be the first in your
Correct.
area.
And then my
No,
probably
that's
not.
good.
No, I won't do that to them. Actually, my actual, but in all seriousness, it'll probably be like Raphael or some like really
Oh,
Hispanic name or something
Rafael.
like
I
that,
like it. Can you roll your R's, Brian? Oh,
or
Raul.
Raul. Of
Horatio.
course, I can.
Good.
Raul.
That's
Or like my friend Fernando. My friend was the 11th of 11 children, and his parents just gave up. So his name was Fernando Fernandez.
Fernando Fernandez. Actually, that's kind of cool. I like that name. It's not terrible. It is giving up a bit just because they couldn't think of anything
Yeah.
else. So like, just make it sound like the first one. F squared.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I haven't finished the news. I'm Craig,
pretty much.
and that is the news.
All right. So I have
Oh,
another cursed anime for you.
good.
Wow, don't sound. This was so. Now we know what it feels like when you said, "Oh, I hope I don't die," and I was really cavalier about it, and you were like, "Really cavalier about this."
Well, I mean, I survived watching all of Hausu, so I suppose hearing about another cursed anime. It's I enjoy the cursed anime from time to time. We do need to mix it up because otherwise you might kill me with just nonstop cursed anime discussion. So but I will
Yeah,
allow it.
yeah. I do try to
You
like
do. Oh
mix.
yeah,
I do try to
I
mix it
know.
up. I
Yeah,
do
you
try
have
to mix it
squirrels
up
falling from the
a
sky
little bit.
occasionally, which yeah makes it all worthwhile. So all right, Brian. It is
Yes.
with great trepidation I say, oh, what's this week's cursed anime?
It's called Midori Days, and it is a sweet show about one man. He's a punk kid, and he learns to love. He finds love, and it's
Mm,
a wholesome
okay. Is it?
anime.
The word
And
cursed was involved. I'm fine. Yeah, I was gonna say
no, it's not. It's not.
you're
I'm getting
building
to
up.
it. I'm building it up. There's this, yeah. So this punk ass kid. His name is like oh god, what's his name? Sawaji? Some hold on. I forgot his name. Seiji Sawamura. And he's a badass. He fights a lot. He gets into fights and he has this thing called the devil's right hand or demon's right hand. And he just
Okay.
punches the shit out of people, right? And so he's like, oh man, I'll never find love because, he fights literally everybody and kind of is,
Okay. Yeah.
kind of an asshole about it, So he's like, oh, I guess I'll never know the love of a good woman. But unbeknownst to him, he has a secret admirer and it's this young girl named Midori, and she's like, he's scary, but he's got a heart of gold. And so she's like, I wish to be with him. Well, Craig, Seiji wakes up one morning, and his right hand is the entire torso of this girl
Wait.
Midori.
Uh, okay. His so his hand is gone, and in its place is just a torso.
The torso, like the upper body, like so picture from her torso up. So it's like the
Oh,
arms and the
so it's like
face and all
she's a
that.
puppet almost. Is she alive?
It's like,
Like
yes, she is
she's
alive. Yes.
her legs are gone, and she is his arm.
Yes.
Wait,
His right hand, yes.
okay, because his whole arm is there, but where his hand should be. Brian,
It's this
why
girl.
is anime so weird, Brian? Like there there are different ways
I
to
don't know.
woo a young gentleman who fights everyone. You don't have to. I'm dying to know how she fused herself onto his where his hand should be in the name of love.
In the name of love.
What the? Oh,
So
honestly, I just
yes.
at this moment it feels appropriate that I should stop the proceedings and say, "What the hell?" Okay, proceed.
They basically go through and it's kind of like a romantic comedy. I mean, obviously it's, gets the raunchy shit out of the way first. And then he's like, "Oh, well, maybe I'm not an asshole. Maybe because, he basically punches people with his right hand. He can't punch with his right hand because
Right.
he doesn't want to hurt
Well, and
her
also, is it
because,
his hand's not there anymore, right? Like
right. So
it's now the upper half.
correct.
Do we get an explanation of how this happens, or is it just expected that we're going to be like, oh, they just fused?
They just kind of fuse to his hand basically. And so they go around and they basically it's a whole show of how to learn to open up, and it's really wholesome, and it basically, but at the same time Midori's actual body is in a coma.
Oh, the bottom
And
half.
so it's basically, no,
Wait,
the whole body, because essentially, so her soul was, so the story goes is that her soul was fueled by longing and wanting to be with Seiji, that it fuses to his hand, and only through her actual desire to, like, for her emotions to go past, like, longing and, I guess,
uh-huh,
like
uh-huh.
puppy love from a child, to actual, like, oh, I actually want to spend my life with this person and I love him and all that stuff, does her soul leave his hand. He gets his hand back
Okay.
and her soul goes to her body, and they presumably have a wonderful loving relationship
Yeah,
in a
why
biker
wouldn't
gang.
they? I have some questions. So her body is in a coma, and through pure longing, she
Yes,
forces herself into his hand, which then transmorphs into her upper torso. And is her body under medical
correct.
care while it's in this coma? Okay, so she's like in the
Yes,
hospital,
her
right?
body
But
is
her
in the
like
hospital. Yes,
spiritual morphed body has taken over Asaji's hand.
yes.
I mean, it's it's creative. My biggest problem with it is my wife once had a boss whose name was Midori, and I didn't like her. So I wish there was a different name besides Midori.
Well, her,
Oh,
it
okay.
means grain. So,
It meant something else in our house.
so.
we will.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
will
we
take note
will.
for.
Well,
I will take
we'll
note for
not go down
reference. No,
that
my wife
road.
is nice. She didn't say anything. I mean, she was just annoyed by her pretty much constantly. So, but also I've never had anyone named Midori take over my right hand. So I mean, maybe I should be open minded.
Well, shockingly enough, neither have
Neither has
I.
anyone ever, because I don't think that's how science works. I don't think that's possible. So
No.
anyway, yeah, that's that's weird, Brian. But I, I mean, yeah,
Yep.
I think I'm beginning to understand more about how anime works. So like before I had the shield of ignorance. So like you would just say some crazy shit, and I'd be like, wow, that's some crazy shit. Now it's like, oh,
Hmm.
this is what they're doing. Oh, and then I have to like reckon with it and actually think about what they're doing because I've seen enough of these weird things that I'm like, oh, I can kind of visualize how that would work. I'm like becoming harder. I think you're breaking down my
Yeah.
resistance, and it's becoming more prone to break my brain than it was before, and that frightens and confuses me. Or maybe I'm just becoming weaker and older as a result of all of this, and you're slowly destroying me. But one way or the other, it's definitely having an effect.
I think you're learning
Yes.
more just how it works, and you have to just understand that
Yeah.
it just happens. Like
And I have to remember that.
just what it
Yeah.
anything can happen. It just doesn't
And I
matter.
know
Just
that
don't even
it's
worry
I know
about
that
it.
it's going to be okay because it's just anime, and bad things can't happen because nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen, Brian.
It can only good happen.
I don't know if that's a transition. I just wanted to quote our president
So,
because the words of wisdom, very good. It can only good happen.
yes, it can
Yeah.
only good
Oh, I
happen.
have a, correction to make from a couple of weeks ago. I think this is important. I was led astray by my friend Lauren.
Okay.
The reason I thought, well, it was
Oh
the same
no.
day that Charlie Kirk was killed, and we went to trivia. he told me that the name of our
Mhm.
team was Side Duck and Cover, and I thought that was. I mean, it
Oh,
is
it's a good
good.
one.
It is good, but it's also not what we named our team. He lied to me, and so I was like, I can't believe that I did this. I can't believe I used
Oh
Side Duck and
no.
Cover the same day that there was a shooting in Colorado and the same day that Charlie Kirk died. That seems insensitive. Well, it turns
Yeah.
out I'm not insensitive. My friend just lied to me, and he told me the wrong name. The real name of our team, I think, is even better. This is the one I came up with. Psyduck and Cover was a complete Lauren creation from I don't know what. Good, but you'll have to tell me whether you like this one better. The
Mhm.
real name was Psyduck Dynasty.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
we're
another
working.
good
I
one.
mean, the one thing that is really come as a result of trivia is our pun skills using Pokemon is really coming to the fore, and I think that's good. So
I will say though, I think my best one was Buffalo Solgaleo.
Buffalo Solgaleo is pretty good.
Um,
I also liked. I didn't
yeah.
get it reading it, but then when I said it out loud, your Lunatone Loke, excellent.
Yeah, come on. That isn't
I
that
think
a
that's
that's
better.
so
Yeah,
good.
I think that's
That's
better. I
so
love
good.
that. What was
Yeah.
Soul Rock Me Amadeus, also good.
Yes. Yeah, that was another good
And
one. Excuse me. Sometimes we have good ones.
sometimes, all
Sometimes
right,
we have good ones.
we're still. I mean, we're not going long, but we're not going short either. There's one more thing I want to bring up. I think I may have told you about this on one, or at least pointed you in the direction of it. But the Kentucky Bend, Brian, does that ring a bell? Did I tell you about that?
Yes, 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 yes. The Kentucky Bend. You
I
did
have
mention
been.
that, yes. And how it's that
It's
one
so
little.
weird. For those who don't know, the state of Kentucky is split into two parts. There's the one part you're familiar with, which is very large, and it's basically the entire state of Kentucky. But there's also the westernmost part, which is a 30 square mile area that was created as a result of weird map making, confused people, and also the fact that I think it's the Missouri River, just completely changed course over there was flooding and it made this weird bubble of Kentucky because the section called the Kentucky Bend is like literally a circle that is wrapped around by the Missouri River, and to the north is Missouri, and to the south is Tennessee. And no part of it actually touches
Mhm.
Kentucky, but it is part of the state of Kentucky. It's super duper weird. It floods a ton in the wintertime. There used to be like this whole history where these two families, kind of like the Hatfield and the McCoys, like were fighting over it
Mhm.
until one day, as one of
Mhm.
them were leaving, the rest of the family shot and killed the other part of the family and ended the line of the one of the families, and so like
Yeah,
that other family won because everybody else was dead. But anyway, so there was like,
that's typically how
yeah,
you
if you
can
just kill
win.
everyone else, then I guess you win. I mean, it's not good for your soul, but you did technically outlast, survive.
Yes.
So I guess you win the $1 million. This little bulge of Kentucky. The reason it exists is because prior to this weird flooding that rerouted the river, like there was this rule that like above this certain parallel was considered Kentucky, and below it was considered Tennessee, and then anything that was south of the river would be Kentucky, and north of the river would be Missouri. So like this was all connected to Kentucky. And then when the river rerouted, Missouri actually went like there was like a bend that went south, so it cut off the Kentucky bend from the rest of Kentucky, and they just continued to use those rules. And so this little circle of Kentucky exists, and you can see it if you go to Google Maps. It's amazing. You can like zoom in on it, and it's this little bulge of Kentucky that's all by itself. Apparently, 18 people live there as of the last census. So it's mostly just like abandoned land that floods a lot, and nobody really uses it. There's not a giant point for it being Kentucky or anywhere else because it's really pretty much wasteland, but it belongs to the state of Kentucky, and you can drive there and check it out if you really want to. But apparently, it's kind of hard to get to, and there's not a whole lot to see. Like, there's no gas stations.
Yeah,
There's no reason to go there other than to be like, hey, I'm in this little tiny bulge of Kentucky. Well, but it's cool.
you forgot there's a plaque. There's a
Oh, is there a
plaque
plaque? I
there.
didn't read about the plaque. What's the plaque say?
It's just explains
Oh,
exactly what you just said,
that's,
more or
but it's
less.
in plaque form, so you can take a picture next to it. Maybe someday I'll go to the Kentucky Bend. I
Yeah, there
doubt
you go.
it. I doubt it very strongly, but it does exist, and it's kind of fun. So I just thought I would bring that up since we had 2 minutes to spare, and it also gave you time to think about your movie pitch.
Oh, I already
Oh,
got
he's
one
locked
locked
and
and loaded.
loaded.
It's in the
All right,
it's in the
buddy.
pipe.
Go for it. I'll let you start this week.
but it's really good, and I don't want to overshadow you. So
Okay.
so so
So I need to go first because you're going to overshadow me. Okay.
you need to go
All right.
first. Yeah, it'll overshadow you because I'm
I
telling you, it's
believe
good.
you. I do. So, all right. Mine is going to be there's a gentleman named Saji, and he wakes up one day.
So quick note. Craig is terrible with names. The name is Seiji, and I just haven't corrected him
Seiji.
until
What did
now.
Seiji or Saji? Potato, potato. What's the difference? Seiji, Saji. I guess they sound different.
Seiji.
Seiji. Screw that. My guy's name is
Yes.
Saji. I don't, I'm riffing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Continue.
Seiji.
Continue, sir. Continue, sir.
Look, I'm gonna take my time. We're gonna really workshop the name here. Say oh shit. Seiji. No, Saji. I am really terrible with names. It's a problem. I have name blindness. Like some people have word blindness.
Name blindness.
All right.
Yes.
Say
You didn't tell me there was a superpowered duck.
You mean you tell me you can't tell the difference between a parrot and an eagle?
Yeah,
Anyhow,
so good.
Peacemaker, you
Anyways.
should be watching. Say, dang it, Saji. Saji is my man. Saji lives in Rhode Island, and he doesn't like other people very much. He has a tendency to get into bar fights. He has a tendency to get all his rowdy friends together on Monday night, and there's bar fights that happen. There's problems. He's been arrested a few times. You know, he's got a bit of a record. He's a he's not an overly violent person, but he's not an underly violent person either. He's a middly violent person. He will resort to violence quicker than others, but not as fast as some. Let's just put it that way. He's if you took a graph of violent people, he would be smack dab in the middle, maybe closer to the more violent than the less violent. So violence is within his realm, and he tends to occasionally get into fights. So this squirrel sees Saji, and also this
Okay.
this goat also sees Saji, and these are both animals that like to kick up a ruckus a bit, and they both fall madly in love with his middling violent ways, and they both want a
Okay.
piece of the Saji experience. So they fall in love with him spiritually at first, and then they both decide that they need to join their souls. They're soulmates. I don't know if you can be a soulmate with a squirrel, but the squirrel is willing to try, as is the goat. And they both fall in love.
Oh my god. Wait, so both of his hands?
Wait,
Wait. So
yes, yes.
both of his hands. One of his hands is a goat, the other hand is a squirrel.
Spoiler alert. Jeez. Yes, they both fall in love simultaneously, and one night, Saji falls asleep, and he wakes up, and there is a squirrel torso on his left hand, and there is a goat torso on his right hand, and they all three wake up together, and it's a love triangle all in one person. And the squirrel and the goat hate each other, but they're also part of the same body at this point. And Saji has no hands because one hand is a squirrel and one hand is a goat. And everywhere he goes, people are confused, like, Saji, what's going on? Why are you a third goat, a third squirrel, and a third you? And Saji's like, man, I don't know what's happening. This is all crazy times. And the squirrel and the goat are only held in check because both of them are trying to woo Saji. So they go through life for weeks, and he's just goat squirrel person, and antics ensue, and it's a love triangle situation. Saji briefly falls for the squirrel, but then I think his true love is really the goat, and then he realizes that there's a girl that he loves. So we have ourselves, I guess it's a love rectangle, because Saji love
Nope,
quadrangle.
love quadrangle.
Okay. Love square. I don't know, some kind of four-sided those
This is okay. I'm not gonna lie. I really got to step up my game to my pitch because I think your
This is
pitch
what
might be
happens.
might
This
be
is what
better.
happens when you
So,
get
but
cocky,
continue.
Ryan.
Continue.
Suddenly, I pull out the love quadrangle.
Yeah. I'm eating crow right now. So
So Saji
continue.
falls in love with this girl named Midge. We're not going with Midori. Midge. So Saji wants to get. He's like, I
Okay.
put away squirrel and goat type things, but the squirrel and the goat are still like, no, 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 dog. We're both in love with you
Mm-hmm.
still. So Saji has to try to hide the squirrel and the goat from Midge because he loves Midge. Like he's like, this is the most beautiful girl. She's everything I've ever looked for.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could help me end my middling violent ways, and we could end up together happy. And Midge is like, at first, she's a little put off by the fact that this guy is a third goat and a third squirrel. But Saji, he can be charming when necessary, and he wins her over. And so then Midge and Saji, and then Saji reveals that, yeah, yes, I do have a goat for a hand and a squirrel for a hand. He's like, but it's not my fault. I didn't ask for this. They're both deeply in love with me
Mm-hmm.
for reasons that no one can explain. And it turns out that the answer to this is you have to
Yes.
get the Rhode Island Police Department involved, and they have to find the comatose bodies of the squirrel and the goat, and they're not going to kill them, but they're going
Oh
to
God.
inject them with a serum that wakes them up, and then they will leave the hands of both,
Mm-hmm.
both the left and the right hand of Saji. So they find the squirrel
Mm-hmm.
first, and they inject the serum, and it works. So he gets his left hand back, and he's like, "Look, all we have to do is find the goat, and then if we can find the goat body, Midge and I can be together forever." Because Midge is she's like, yes, I love you, but I could never be with someone who's half goat. And so they look for years and years and years, but they can never find the goat. And then
Oh
finally,
no.
something happens, and the goat's magical spell that led him hidden. It turns out he's in the middle of the Kentucky Bend, and like no one thought to look there because why would you think to look in the Kentucky Bend when the goat is in Rhode
Mm-hmm.
Island? Somehow he thought ahead. He's like, if I go to the Kentucky Bend, no one will find me.
Right.
But they go to the Kentucky Bend. They find they find the goat body.
Well
He's been
played.
in a coma for years now. The body is withered away to almost nothing, but he's still alive because of his passion for Saji. They inject the goat, and the goat wakes up, and he's pretty old for a goat at this point, and he's also been living as a spirit attached to the right arm of a human for years. So that's weird. So the body can't take much more. So he's
Right.
basically on his deathbed, and he wakes up. And he's like, "We could have been together forever."
Mm-hmm.
And then he passes away. And then Midge and
Jesus
Saji live
Christ.
happily ever after, and they build a house in the Kentucky Bend because they found it to be beautiful, and they're like, this would be a perfect place to raise our families. Our family, we're just gonna have one family, not multiple families. So Saji and Midge live happily ever after in the Kentucky Bend,
Jesus.
and I have no idea what we'll call that movie, but
Okay.
love quadrangles, not terrible.
Yeah, honestly, Love
So
Quadrangle sounds
there you
great.
go, Brian. Now, thankfully, you're not going to upstage me because I went first. So go for it.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
since it's
So,
spooky month, it's going to be
okay.
okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Timmy is a squirrel and goat farmer. I don't know why,
Is he a farmer
but
or a
he is.
rancher? Yeah, I would think
Oh,
so.
I
But
guess it's a rancher
squirrel
then.
and
A
goat rancher,
squirrel and goat
or maybe he
rancher.
grows them from the ground. I don't know how squirrels and goats work.
Okay. Right. So, anyways, he's a squirrel and goat rancher, and he lives in
Yep.
Kentucky near the Kentucky Bend, and weird things keep happening at night. And so he's like, you know what, this is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. So he tracks this creature flying in the night during a
Okay.
rainstorm to the Kentucky Bend. And I don't know how this happens, but the creature is Cthulhu. And he doesn't lose his mind when he sees Cthulhu. He's like, "Stop scaring my squirrels." Cthulhu speaking Relayan, and he's like, "You know what? I don't know what kind of mishmash weirdo language you got, but you better stop." And then lightning strikes them both. And when Timmy wakes up, his right hand is Cthulhu, is the upper torso of
Whoa.
Cthulhu.
Okay, that is pretty good. Maybe you are going to be able to hang with me then. I like this so far.
So the whole idea, but Cthulhu's body is nowhere to be found. Plot twist, it's at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, and they have to find a way to get down there. But now he has
Right.
supernatural powers because of Cthulhu. And so he's like, hey man, we're gonna have to work together. So, you want your body back, we're gonna figure this out. And so Cthulhu's like, well, okay, we can't get the humans involved, so we're just gonna have to get the goats and the squirrels involved. And so Cthulhu makes the squirrels and the goats hyper intelligent so that they can build a submarine to go down into that can withstand the depths of atmospheres of pressure, which just for fun, just for shits and giggles, we'll call it 300 atmospheres of pressure. And so you have these hyper intelligent goats and
In a
squirrels
submarine.
in a submarine who designed this submarine, and you have Timmy, this human with a right hand that's Cthulhu, and there's horror elements because people are coming by and they're like, you have the hand of whatever of an elder god, and people are trying to exercise his hand, and he's like, please, I just want to get this thing off me, and I wanted Cthulhu to leave my fucking ranch alone, and so leave the gods alone. So he basically takes the squirrel. So eventually they finish the submarine and they take it down to the Atlantic Ocean, and it turns out Cthulhu confesses his love to
Cthulhu loves
Timmy, and Timmy's like, "Nah, dog, I'm sorry, man. Like, I gotta get raw. Like, you're cool, but I'm sorry." And so eventually, they find the body. Everything gets back to normal. He's able to go back up and live a normal rancher life. Except plot twist, in this one, Cthulhu is a woman and comes back and is like, I still love you, Timmy. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize you were a woman. And and they have, I don't know, fucked up Cthulhu babies.
Well, we determined what gender Cthulhu is today, so that's good.
I don't know. Yes. And apparently Cthulhu's a very jealous person, because before Cthulhu shows up, like, he can never find a partner, because they always end up being like disemboweled or gored suddenly, randomly, whatever,
sure.
Horror element tropes. So yeah, and then of course we gotta we gotta tie up the plot twist with the squirrels and the goats, and the squirrels and the goats are like, okay, we're fine. We'll go back to the Kentucky Bend, and we'll have our hyper-intelligent civilization hidden from the rest of the world.
Can we end it with a wedding ceremony where all the squirrels are sitting in the one side and all the goats are sitting on the other side for the wedding, and then up at the front is Timmy and Cthulhu exchanging vows?
Yes.
I think that's beautiful. That's a great place to end it.
Yes, that is a wonderful place. And then we're going to have a sequel to that, where they have, because the sequel will be them navigating their relationship, with children, and basically people trying to, kill Cthulhu. And Timmy's like, man, what is all this thing? Because he's the only person that doesn't go insane when he looks upon Cthulhu.
And they have wild Cthulhu babies just running all around the Kentucky Bend.
Yeah.
In the sequel.
Exactly. In the sequel. Yeah, mine fell flat. I'm sorry, it wasn't as good as yours. There's no quadrangle. I talked a big game.
I think yours
talked a big game.
Man.
So I think yours is better. Yours is better, but you know what? But we can all agree on is the stylings of the prose written on a Q-tip box.
It really is. Like, do yourselves a favor if you love art.
Yes.
If you love beauty and all the things that make life worth living, go and get yourself a box of Q-tips, and then flip that bad boy over.
And
don't just flip the Q-tips. They are beautiful and they are art in their own way. But once you read the prose, it's life changing.
Yes.
The back of the Q-tip box, it will allow you to see Cthulhu and not lose your mind, because you'll have been stronger based on the beauty within that will build up your immunity to Cthulhu. It's a big promise for a Q-tip box, but probably accurate. So so you should always read the box.
It is a big promise.
Untitled with Brian and Craig is produced and edited by me, Brian Dunnigan. It is also hosted by me, Brian Dunnigan, as well as Craig Dodge. Opening and ending themes are created by AI, so nobody has a license to those.